Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Collecting Madness. There's always madness in love, and we love collecting. Now, as you can see, we are back with another Star Wars unboxing from Hot Toys. And guys, Hot Toys just keeps dropping them like heat, man. I mean, I'm welcoming Star Wars all day right here on the channel. And the beautiful part about this figure is when I ordered it, I did not have to wait a year long. And that's because, in case you didn't know, this figure has already been produced by Hot Toys. That's right, this is not a new figure. In fact, it's an older figure that was already done, and it's basically a carbon copy of that. They didn't even update the diorama background, which you will see as we go further along in the video. But without further ado, let's dive into this figure and talk about it as we open them up. Here we have the Stormtrooper laid out. There is no anniversary packaging. This is your classic Hot Toys style shoebox, except this time you get a little bit of that diorama Death Star background right there, and this figure does come with that, and you will see that later in the video. Front image of the Stormtrooper himself, the cigar wrap, because this is an anniversary, so it's normal, and then lifting off a beautiful image of a bunch of Stormtroopers. So if you had a lot of these, they would look really cool in the display. I personally picked up one just because this is my first Hot Toy Stormtrooper, and I didn't want to go crazy as I'm very picky with my display, but you can see here he is in the clamshell. Now this box is kind of heavy, and there's no die cast to this guy, to the armor, nothing. He's all plastic. And I think it has something to do with that diorama. Like I've said, I've never owned this, so I'm glad they reissued, and I didn't have to pay like super high prices. But yeah, this guy is super light, being he is just plastic, and he looks really good and shiny. So we're going to move him aside, and we're going to get everything out of here and then go over all of it and take a look at the figure and see what we think. Here's everything that comes with the Stormtrooper, and I do mean everything. I'm going to start with this massive thing. It is the Death Star diorama wall. This is my first time having one, and yeah, it does have a bit of weight to it, and that's why the packaging was so heavy. No one told me this had that much weight. On the back, we do get this cardboard kind of drop here. This is all sculpted. You can feel all the grooves in it. And then on the back, like I said, this thing kind of lifts. It's like a cardstock, and you have a switch back here. And when you hit that switch, you can then power on the lights. And I think that is a really cool effect. And the fact that it's AAA battery, they'll last a lot longer, they look a lot brighter, and I think in the display, it'll light up a tree and look really cool. Now, unfortunately, they just reissued it this way. Instead of bringing USB-C to this thing like they've done with the lightsabers, I would have liked to see that. However, I'm happy with this, and I know there's like some USB like stuff you can do with this where, you know, you can put fusion reactor or something in it to keep it lit. If that's something you would like to do, you can always do that. But for now, this just works. Next up, we get the standard base that it comes with. It doesn't really come with like a topper or anything, because this is always kind of that Death Star type flooring. And then you can see you do get, as always, a gorgeous metallic Star Wars nameplate that's just saying Stormtrooper right on the front. And then you do get the crotch grabber. Now that diorama display base does just peg right onto it on the back with these rivets, and you'll see that later on in the video. Next up, we get his little tube that attaches to the back. I forget exactly what this is, but it does attach to the back. I think it's like some type of thermal detonator or something that they house in the back so they can have. It isn't magnet, you just have these two little pins here, and then it just clips onto the belt in the back of them. I've heard it can be annoying, so we'll see what happens with it when I install that. Next up, we get the hands. They are glossy. They do have plates on each of them. There's not much weathering, at least from what I can see. It's just very glossy, and I actually kind of like that. It's different. There is a little bit of scuffing on this one, and I wonder if that's how it's meant to look, because this one's pretty clean. This one's somewhat clean. It has some, oh, there's a little bit of like dirt and stuff. So I guess they're different. Like there's darker parts than there are whiter. And I really like that. At least there's some diverse options. These are really painted nicely. You can see some of the wrinkling here as if it were an actual leather glove. And so these will do the trick. Next up, speaking of that blaster, here it is. It is painted in a nice kind of black metallic finish with some silver dry brushing going all over it. It does have some speckling as if it was like stripped away and exposing metal, so I do like that. The stock does come out and extend, and then you can fold it back up underneath, and it does stay nicely. It doesn't seem to want to fall over. We've seen these before, so they always kind of kill it with these weapons, and they do a good job of making it look convincing enough to look metallic. My first Stormtrooper. I actually really like this. If you guys know me, I've said multiple times on the channel, Return of the Jedi is my original trilogy film, and it's basically the most that I have in the collection as far as OT goes. That's the film I like to collect, and so I just keep getting lucky with these. I eventually wanted to pick one of these up on the secondary market, and I'm just super thankful that Hot Toys decided to go ahead and reissue this guy. Starting off with this nice bucket head, I do love the glossiness of this. He's got a little bit of weathering. You can see in between the belt, on the forearms and bicep armor, a little bit on the shoulder. And he gets kind of dirtier as you come down the legs, especially to the feet. They're really filthy. You can see all the dirt and grime and like sand all in the crevices of the simulated leather there. So I really do like that, but I also love how glossy and reflective this guy is. And I think that once I have him in the display, in front of that diorama Death Star wall, it'll just be chef's kiss. Going over the back, we do have some more texture here as this part is raised. You got his butt plate here. This is pleather to house the blaster, and it just opens up. You place the blaster in, and then that closes magnetically. You do have more shin armor and the back side of his feet, and underneath we do have some type of tread with the standard Hot Toys stamp as well as Lucasfilm. Now going over articulation, it does rotate and kind of wiggle around very nicely, so you can have him looking from left to right, and it's an all fabric bodysuit underneath, so you should have no problems posing this guy. I believe all of this is on Velcro straps, or it's strapped down, so it will just snap back down into place, and this armor can move around and move out of the way. He is on soft ratchets bending at the elbow, but it doesn't bend much because it kind of does get in the way. You would have to like lift this up and move it out the way to kind of get just a little bit more. It does go out. You do get the crunch going forward, twisting. He does go side to side. His legs will go out. They'll go back. Knees bend on soft ratchets, but you're stopped because of the armor plating. And then he does have a ball peg down here for the foot and as well as the hand. Just wrapping up on the Return of the Jedi Stormtrooper by Hot Toys. There's not much negativity I can say about this guy. He's very simple and he looks very clean. I'm actually very super happy about that. I love the diorama display base being the Death Star. He doesn't come with many options for the hands. They could, always include more gesturing, maybe include some little Easter eggs, but like I said, this was a reissue, and there's nothing I can really complain over, as like I said, it's better than picking up for, you know, a super high price on the secondary market. Um, it is intriguing, like, once you get more of these guys, they do look better in my opinion. However, limited by space, as most of us are, I can only go so far, and for my personal collection, I just kind of wanted one iteration of every phase of every kind of trooper, from their beginning stage all the way until the end. Yes, that includes a First Order trooper, will eventually be right here in the collection. But that'll do it for today's video, guys. If you enjoyed this one, please let me know down in the comments below. Also, don't forget to hit that like button. If you're as mad as I am about collecting, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. And as always, guys, take care, and I'll catch you in the next one.